guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. If you follow me on Instagram, you may remember that a couple months ago I posted about how I finally got my hands on the Dyson Airwrap, and I was so freaking excited because you couldn't find that thing anywhere for the longest time. It was out of stock everywhere, and I just happened to check Ulta at the exact right moment. So I was super excited. I was like, how am I having this kind of luck? Should I buy a lottery ticket? These things don't typically happen to me. And then about 3 days later, Dyson announced the launch of their new and improved Airwrap. In any other situation, if I was not a beauty content creator, I would have immediately returned it and just waited for the new launch. But because reviewing products is kind of part of my shtick here on YouTube, I thought it might be helpful to just keep it for the sake of a comparison review. So today we are going to be chatting about this new re-engineered Dyson Airwrap compared to the original so that you can figure out if this new model or any of the new attachments are worth the purchase for you. I will be using both of these to style my hair. I'm going to use the original on one side of my head and the new one on the other so that you don't have to just take my word for it. You can really see the results side by side for yourself. I feel like I'm spoiling it a little bit, but it is what it is. Before we jump into all of that, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, click on that notification bell, and drop a comment below letting me know how you are doing today. I hope you're doing great, and thank you so much for doing those things because it really helps to support me with the YouTube algorithm. If you need anything from me, check out my description box below. I have Lightroom preset filters for editing your Instagram photos, my SPF merch, timestamps, discount codes, links to my favorite beauty products of all time, I said that weird. And I will list and link the new Dyson Airwrap since the original model was discontinued, so I can't link that. Okay, let's jump into it. Okay, so for this upgrade, Dyson re-engineered almost all of the attachments for faster, easier styling. So that was really their purpose in upgrading the model. But thankfully, with the new model, the base of the styler is the exact same as the original. So you don't have to purchase an entirely new Airwrap if you already have this and you are interested in some of those new attachments. You can purchase the attachments separately because they're fully compatible with this original styler, base, whatever you want to call it right here. Okay, before we talk through the specific changes made to each of the attachments, I did notice something that I wanted to quickly point out, and that is that I think they did improve the quality of the attachments at least a little bit. Not only do they seem to have kind of a sleeker, more modern design, but they do just feel a little bit sturdier, I guess, for lack of a better term. It's kind of hard to describe, but if you hold both in your hand, you can definitely feel a bit of a difference, even though it's nothing major. It's not like the original attachments were crappy quality or anything like that, but it is nice to know that they are working to make improvements like that, knowing how crazy expensive this tool is. All right, let's start off by taking a look at the dryer head attachment. So the new dryer head is called the Coanda smoothing dryer, and this obviously looks quite a bit different from the original attachment. And that is because it now has two different modes, a drying mode and a smoothing mode. They say that the drying mode is now supposed to offer enhanced airflow for increased control, and the new smoothing mode is intended to smooth and hide flyaways. It's super easy to change between modes. All you do is twist this little top here on the attachment, and when you see the center vent, that is when this is in drying mode. When it's in drying mode, you can use it in the same way as the original dryer attachment, as any other hair dryer. There's no specific secret or way or method to use it, just like a standard dryer. But to put it in smoothing mode, you will want to make sure that that center vent is hidden. So you'll notice that this attachment has two other vents, just like that center vent, and those are the vents that you can use to smooth your hair. They're the exact same on both sides, so it doesn't matter which side you have lying flat against your head, but you'll just want to make sure that you have it lying flat, and you'll place it up towards your roots and then work it all the way down towards your ends. You don't have to do anything with it. You literally just move it from the top to the bottom. So before I tested out the smoothing mode, I wanted to see if there was any difference in the way that just the dryer attachment dried my hair. Did it dry my hair better or faster? I wanted to see how it compared to the original. So I used the original dryer attachment on the left side of my head and the new dryer attachment without the smoothing mode at first on the right side of my head. I have to say I don't really think I noticed much, if any, of a difference between the two. I actually did set a timer to see how long it would take for me to dry my hair about 80% of the way. I wanted it to still be a little bit damp at the bottom so that I could use some of these styling attachments, but to do that, it took pretty much the exact same amount of time for both. So no difference there. I don't think my hair looked any different either. It's not like, you know, the new side looked better They looked the same, but if I had to pinpoint a difference, I would say it's just the way that the airflow feels a little bit. It's really not that noticeable, but because the vent is smaller on the new attachment, I do think it does allow for a little bit more increased control because it kind of just directs that airflow into a smaller section or a smaller area on your hair. That's going to make it easier for you to dry a small section quickly, but then it's not going to, maybe it still does with the way that it was engineered, but it's probably less likely to cover more space than the original dryer head, which is just a little bit wider, so it probably covers area a little bit easier, but then is less controlled. Again, it's hardly noticeable. It didn't seem to make any difference in how my hair actually dried. So if it was just between those two functions, I would say that it doesn't really matter to me that this was upgraded because this is good enough as is. However, this smoothing mode is where the game has changed. I wasn't really sure what to expect here because I've never used a smoothing heat styling tool in that way. I guess unless you count a straightener, but nothing like this. It's kind of like a hybrid between a smoother and a dryer. And like I was saying, you're not really doing anything with it. You're just moving it from top to bottom. So it kind of feels like you're doing nothing. But I was shocked at the results. In just about like 30 to 40 seconds, my hair looked, I think, completely different compared to the other side. It looked smoother, it looked sleeker, it just looked more polished and more styled. So it definitely helped to smooth out the look of the lengths of my hair, but I noticed the biggest difference towards the front of my face where I have all of my layers. The ends of my layers definitely tend to look a little bit poofy and kind of unkempt, if you will, if I'm not using a round brush on them or some sort of heat styling tool. If I just do a rough blow dry, they don't look great. But after running that smoothing brush on my ends 1 to 2 times, I think that they looked so much better and I didn't feel like I had a need to run a straightener over them to make them look nice and sleek. So I was really excited about that, and because of that smoothing function, I 100% think it's worth it to upgrade and purchase this new dryer head attachment because that completely transforms the look of your hair. It is something that makes a big difference, and it's not one of those things that you would only use when you're drying your hair. You can also use that to make any other sort of style look sleeker, whether you're using the Dyson or a different styling tool. So I think that that's amazing. I love this. I'm really excited about it. Yay. Next, we have the smoothing brushes. There are 2 different brush options here. First being the soft smoothing brush, which is meant for fine hair, and the second being the firm smoothing brush, which is meant for frizz-prone hair. When it comes to the actual bristles on each brush, they're the exact same, so that did not change, but what did change is that they added vanes inside the brush head, which they say is going to turn and guide the flow for controlled style and alignment in a way that you did not get with the original brushes. So when you take a look at the original brush heads, you'll see that there are 7 lines of bristles, and there's 1 line of bristles down the center that does not move, while the 3 sets of bristles on either side of center do move back and forth. On the new brush head attachments, that center line was removed, so now there's 6 lines of bristles that all move back and forth. So nothing stays in place anymore with the new brush head attachments. I think that there's pros and cons to both of these. I actually do find the original to be a little bit easier to use. I personally think that that center line that doesn't move actually allows this to grip onto my hair a little bit better so that I can have better control of the direction of the brush. With this new one, because it moves back and forth so easily, I feel like it just kind of slips off my hair a little bit more than the original, and it doesn't have that, I don't know, extra grip that this one does. So again, I do think that this is actually easier for me to use. It's not a huge difference. I don't even know if I would really notice that about this unless I had the original to compare it to, but since I do and I have to pick, I actually do prefer this for ease of styling. However, I do think that the original one is a little bit tougher on the hair because of that. Since it's gripping on, I tend to notice more breakage and more strands in the bristles of this brush than I do with this one. Since it's moving a little bit more flexible, it doesn't seem to tug on my hair as much. As far as the results that I get in using the old attachments versus the new ones, I don't think that I notice any difference. You guys will have to let me know if you feel differently, but in looking at my own hair in person, I think that both sides looked the exact same with the old versus the new. So this one's kind of a toss-up for me. If you were interested in purchasing this new one, thinking that maybe it was going to make your hair look a lot better or be a lot easier to use, unfortunately, I don't think that's the case, and I think you can just stick with this new one, or maybe not, unfortunately, because now you don't have to spend extra money. But if you want to purchase something that is a little bit gentler on the hair, then this may be worth it for you. Then we have the curling barrels, which come in 2 different size options. The smaller of the 2 is a 1.2 inch barrel, which is supposed to be for voluminous curls and waves, and the 1.6 barrel is for loose, bouncy curls or waves. This is an exciting upgrade because if you have the original Dyson Airwrap, then you'll know that there are 4 barrels total, 2 for each size, and that's because there's a different barrel for each direction of airflow, I guess. So 1 barrel to curl towards your face and another barrel to curl away from your face. Now, set these down. Dyson re-engineered the barrels so that they actually curl in both directions. So to switch the direction of the airflow or the direction that your curl is facing, all you do is again twist the top of this attachment right here. There's little arrows that will show you which direction it is going to curl towards, and that definitely makes life just a lot easier and less of a hassle because then you don't have to switch attachments in order to get your curls to go in a different direction. I also want to show you guys the difference in length between the original barrel and the long length barrel. So this is not necessarily an upgrade with the new model, but with the original one, I never purchased the longer barrels, and I am really happy to have them now because as you can see, there's obviously quite a big difference. So they say that this original barrel size is for shorter than chest length hair, and it's 5.29 inches long. This is for chest length and longer hair, and it is 7.31 inches long. I do think that this makes a big difference for me in styling my hair. It just makes it easier, and my hair is not even that long for me right now. When did I get it cut? I got probably 4 or 5 inches cut off a couple of months ago, so you guys know my hair grows really long. With hair that is super long for me, this was just way too short, so this is much better for me. So again, for the sake of keeping this consistent, I used the original on the left side of my head and the new barrel on the right side of my head. These are both the 1.6 inch barrels, but obviously this one is quite a bit longer, so that is going to make a difference in how my curls turn out and how they look. However, at first when I was using these, especially like in the same, I don't know, how do I want to say that? Like styling session, I guess? That sounds weird. When I was using them at the same time versus when I've used these before, it's just on separate days, I was like, I don't think I notice any difference. They both seem to curl my hair well. I just know that I prefer the length of this. But now looking at my results, basically a full morning and afternoon later, I'm a little bit shocked. I mean, both sides have fallen quite a bit, don't get me wrong. I have brushed through them several times because I wanted it to just look looser and more tousled, and I didn't want super tight defined curls. This is completely fallen. I really just have kind of like the ends turned in facing towards my face, whereas this side, you definitely can still see some defined bends in my hair. So I don't know how much of that is due to the fact that I just have a longer barrel length than this or the new enhanced airflow. I apologize that I don't have a more solid answer for you guys. I honestly wasn't expecting to see that much of a difference, so I didn't really think to purchase the same length of barrel, but now I kind of wish that I did because that for me is reason enough alone to purchase the new barrels, because I know that a lot of people have this issue where their curls just don't last with the Dyson Airwrap. And finally we have the round volumizing brush, which is supposed to add body and shape to our hair as it dries. This is the only attachment that they didn't re-engineer, which I was actually very bummed about because I don't love the round brush. I don't know if it's just my hair type or what. I think the first problem is that it's definitely a little bit too short and small for my hair. I'm really surprised that they don't have different size options for this. I feel like that would be such an easy thing for them to add on. We definitely need one that's longer. We definitely need one that's bigger. And then I think, yeah, just other options too. That surprises me. But on top of that, I feel like my hair just doesn't look smooth and sleek when I use this to style it in the way that it does when I round brush my hair with just a good old fashioned blow dryer and round brush. And I'm not quite sure if that's because of the bristles or maybe the fact that I don't have as much tension on my hair as I do when I'm actually pulling it between a round brush and a dryer. It could be a combination of those things. One way to get around that is obviously now to use the smoothing attachment, so that does help, but by itself, I feel like I don't love this. That's why I didn't do a side-by-side here, because there's no difference in the two, even though I would have loved to see that. So I'll be curious to see what they do with the round brush attachment in the future, but until then, those are all of the upgrades and all of the attachments that I wanted to talk through. There are definitely some solid improvements here that I'm excited about, but I will say I wasn't as wowed as I thought I was going to be. I don't know if that's just me, but I feel like for this being Dyson and for them to retire the original model to come out with this new upgraded version, I was expecting to see a little bit more, but still I think that the dryer head attachment with the smoothing function is incredible. Definitely worth a purchase. And if the curls are going to last longer as a result of this upgrade, that's a game changer too. Those are all of my thoughts. So we are going to wrap up this video here. I hope that you guys enjoyed this and found it helpful. You'll have to let me know in the comments below if you've tried any of these new attachments or if you're going to pick any up after watching this video. If you would like to see an entire video dedicated to Dyson tips and tricks for styling, let me know. I can definitely do that. Otherwise, if there's anything else you would like to see from me next, let me know that in the comments as well. But if you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Click on that notification bell and send my channel to a friend. Thank you so much for your support. It means the world. Thank you for watching. I love you guys so much. Make sure to stay tuned for my next video because that's going to be up in a few days. But until then, I hope you have a great few days.